So this person who commented, this writer, they're asking me about whether publishing ebooks makes sense in India, because how the reading habit is in India and the perception that comes with publishing paperbacks. And there are a few things that I really want you to look at when you are deciding upon which format to go with. And the first and the most important one is your target reader. And that is going to dictate everything else that you do regarding publishing, marketing, everything else. What that means is, if you are writing for a younger audience who is more comfortable reading ebooks, then it makes better sense to put your budget into creating a good experience for your readers who are going to pick up ebooks. But if you're writing for an audience, for a target reader who is not an ebook person and is going to buy only paperback, then your entire publishing strategy will be regarding paperbacks, and how you market paperbacks is going to be very different from how you market ebooks as well. So you have to get your target reader very clear in your mind. The other thing that you have to consider is the makeup of your target reader. If your target reader is young, who does not have a lot of disposable income, what kind of format are they going to buy? You have to take all those things into consideration. And this is just, I'm telling you, very surface level stuff. You have to dig deep into all these things and then come to a conclusion about formats. Of course, it makes it, especially Amazon, makes it very easy to have multiple formats. Now they even have hardbacks, but they are not yet in India. And if your target reader is going to be specifically from the Indian market, you have to take that into consideration when you are planning your publishing strategy, because a lot of those things will be driven by the audience, by the location where your readers are. And if you're going with Amazon for publishing paperbacks for an Indian market, the math is not going to work out, because the shipping cost is going to be just ridiculous and no one is going to buy it. So you have to think about those things as well. In my video that went up last week, I mentioned why I don't stress so much about publishing paperback in Indian market. I do have paperbacks in Indian market, but I don't stress about it. I don't allocate my budget disproportionate to what I have seen happen with my paperbacks. There are very, very few people who buy paperbacks in Indian market from my audience, from my target readers. So for me, it does not make sense so far with the books I've published so far. And it's going to be very different when it comes to my future books, and depending on which market I'm targeting. In the video that I shared last week, I also showed you all the different marketplaces, Amazon marketplaces, that my books are selling in. And my guess, I don't have the exact data on who is buying my book, but I know people in this market buy my book. And my guess is that Indians in those markets are buying my book. That's my best guess. There might be other people as well, but I know a good portion of them probably are Indians who are living abroad and come across my YouTube channel and probably buy my books. So I have to point that out to you as well, that you might be writing for an Indian audience who not necessarily lives in India. So consider these things when you are working on your publishing strategy. I've never made a money order here in US. The perception that comes with publishing paperbacks, my portfolio available to, I got a message from one of my vendors who basically it came down to the cost, and I don't feel